Oh yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Saucy Boys.
Hey,
I go by the name of Nunchuck Johnson,
Michael Stokes.
and we're back.
Back.
You know, I really wanted to do an episode before I left, but just there was so much shit going on.
I kind of understand. It's no big deal.
Get a chance to, but
I remember you pushing to get it in like that Sunday.
yeah,
I don't know. In my mind, it was like, so shoot, edit, and get it all up before you chop. It's like, let's chill.
I still had to pack and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did everything last minute. But when so for those of y'all that didn't know, which a lot of y'all probably didn't, and y'all don't care, but I went to Florida, and I finally went, and I got to go see my sister and hang out for a little bit. So
Yay, sibling relationships.
So I've been telling her for the longest time that I was gonna go out and visit, and I finally made it out. But for me, like, you know how most people go on vacation, like they go to like wild out and do all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
I just slept the whole time.
This guy.
Like, no lie, like I was sleeping until like I wasn't like sleeping. Like I would just lay in bed the whole time. But I mean, we went and did shit. Like they showed me around like Tampa and like St. Pete and showed me all the cool shit they got out there.
Did you go to the pier, St. Pete Pier?
Yeah, we went at night. So I was there during the week, so there really wasn't like a lot of shit popping off.
Mm.
But the last couple of nights that we went out, we went to Ybor, and it was actually pretty dope out there. It's like a little chill spot. Yeah. They say it's like the hood area, which I mean, I don't know. It just felt like San Antonio to me. So, but
San Antonio with a beach.
Yeah. So it was cool. We went out there and there's this dope little karaoke bar and people were wilding out to fucking Mr. Brightside. So
good song.
That was dope. I almost wanted to sing Redbone.
Whoa.
But I didn't get drunk enough. I really didn't drink that much while I was down there.
So your vacation was really a vacation for your liver.
A vacation for my liver and then just like sleeping.
Yeah. Because
I don't do that shit here.
So you're the opposite. Like, people go on vacation to party and shit, and you literally got like your full night's worth of sleep and didn't drink and everything like that, which is normally what people do
when
they're at home.
Drinking water. It's like, water, what's this? I've never had this beverage before.
My body is really like it.
Yo, but the cool thing about Tampa is they got like a lot of like Cuban, well, there's like a lot of Cuban people out there, I guess.
Yeah.
And so they got like this spot we went to when we first got there, and I just got off the flight and we went, and it was like the river walk or whatever, but they have like this little spot and it has like all these like different like breweries and like food spots. And this one food, I forgot the name of the joint, but they have these things and they're called salchipapas.
The fuck?
But they're fucking good. My sister said that there's some other spot that they had better ones, but I didn't get to try those. But the ones that I had, they were actually pretty dope.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I got like this Cuban sandwich. That shit, man. That's all I did when I was there was eat.
Yeah.
And then I told you this story earlier. I was doing some shit and like I jumped and I felt my stomach jiggle. So as soon as I got back the next day, I just hit the gym hard and I've been hitting it since. So I'm like, my whole body is just fucking like,
this guy.
Yeah. I was like, damn, once I felt my stomach jiggle, I was like, nigga, that's it.
Welcome to the party, nigga.
And then, so I was trying to do abs today and like I was hitting it and like just like halfway through my ab workout, I just got this huge cramp. And that's like, I don't know why, but when I can get a cramp in my calf or like my leg and be just like, oh, like got a cramp. But when you get a cramp in your stomach,
hurts like a bitch.
You feel like you're dying.
Like if you really work out your core for like the first time in forever, you get a cramp where you like I showed you like you got to stand up and like straighten your body out.
And I felt stupid because that's what I was trying to do. Like at first I like lay flat on the mat and I was just like, all right, let me see if this goes away. But you can still feel it like tight.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. And I was like, all right, let me try to stand up. Man, I tried to stand up and I was like hunched over. I was like, yeah, this is not working. So I don't know what the remedy is for that. I guess
straighten your back.
I got to drink more water.
Straighten your back. Drink some pickle juice.
Oh, shit. That's right. That's supposed to help out with like cramps.
Yeah.
Damn.
That and bananas.
Bananas.
potassium, as they like to say.
Yeah, but that shit, I was like, and right after that happened, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not gonna work out anything.
I'm done.
I mean, I hit it pretty hard like before.
Yeah.
I did, because I usually do like abs at last,
Mm.
and yeah. So
This guy.
well, now that you're all caught up,
Good to know you're back. Welcome back. And
thank you. I made it back.
before we get too much further in here, you know what to do, my guy. It is your week for the bevy of the show.
It is my week, my selection. So I was just browsing different beverages, and this one popped up, and the bottle design was interesting, and the name is interesting. So I picked up the Monkey Shoulder blended malt Scotch whiskey.
A little bit of Scotch.
So I don't know exactly where this one's from, but the bottle just looked interesting to me. So
Is this our first Scotch?
yeah,
I think it is.
I think it is.
I think it is.
I like how it has the stuff on the back, because I know like a few of them don't.
It looks like the markings on it. You remember that movie in the 90s, 12 Monkeys?
I don't.
With like Bruce Willis, I think Brad Pitt's in it. It's like a doomsday movie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the plot too much, but I know it has something to do with time travel and shit. But he's trying to prevent like the end of the world. And I don't know. The symbols on that remind me of the movie.
Like these
12
little things right here?
12 Monkeys. Yeah.
Damn.
So, but I'm happy. I'm excited to try it.
Right here it says distilled, matured, and bottled in Scotland.
Scotland. It's a Scotch from
this
Scotland.
is Scotland. That was horrible.
Terrible Scottish accent.
Yeah. So they say this is one to like mix. So what we're gonna make with these are some, I think it's called like a lazy old fashioned.
Mm-hmm. And you see, we got the simple and we got the bitters, the orange bitters. That's generally what you do. Put in the orange. You'd sub the bitters for actual orange, shaved orange peel.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you run it around like the lip of the cup, and then twist it and drop it in.
I'm not a craft bartender, so I don't.
Well, you're getting there, buddy.
We're getting there. We're
there.
slowly making our way.
You're more than just shots of Jameson all night.
I know. I'm evolving. We need to have like an actual bartender come on the show one of these days. Maybe when we move into the new spot.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later. I got to tell you about that.
Well,
So for the taste on this, it says it's mellow vanilla with spicy hints. So that's neat. The nose is zesty orange, vanilla honey, and spiced oak. So yeah, so we're gonna give this a shot. The reason why they call it Monkey Shoulder is because I guess the way they used to like make it back in the day, like the process.
They used to cut off a monkey shoulder?
Nah.
No.
If they did, I probably wouldn't have bought this. Malted barley was turned by hand. So the maltmen, they would use shovels, and after some time, they would have a strain injury in their shoulder, and so it kind of drooped down like monkey's arms.
Huh.
And so, I mean, that's not how it is nowadays, because, hey, technology. But, yeah, so they just decided to stick to their whiskey heritage.
He's got monkey shoulder.
Yeah. He's got shoulders like a monkey.
Wow.
In my best Scottish accent.
So I don't know. There's just like a hint of racism with the name and, and these Scottish people talking about it. You know, I'm thinking about it now, and I'm just like,
I hate to say this, but every time I hear the word monkey, I just kind of
me too.
Put it alongside with some like real racist shit.
Me too. And it might not even be pertaining to me, but just always down. I feel like some type of slight. Like, fuck you trying to say?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah. And I was just, I was thinking about that in the back of my mind. I was like, man, this sounds kind of racist. Yeah. But I don't, yeah.
Anyways, Monkey Shoulder. It's probably a great Scotch. We can't wait to try it.
We can't wait. Made by niggas. Scottish niggas. Oh, what was that? Charlie's Angels with Bernie Mac was the he's acting like he was a black Scottish dude.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. He's like, I'm black Irish or whatever. I don't fucking
Black
know.
Irish.
Is this a cork? Ooh, baby. I thought it was the little screw top, but this is definitely
I can see the cork through the
top.
plastic. Yo, you peeled the seal. I smelt a little bit of it. That's
Word?
crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, look. This. Yo, that's tight.
It's got it. it's got it like
It's got
carved into the top, the symbol.
You know, I'm gonna start rating bottle designs, and I like this one a lot.
Yeah,
This is really what drew me towards this, was just the bottle design. Honestly,
I'm starting to lean more towards that. With the cognac last time, like if I see a fly bottle, I'm just like, fuck it,
like,
you know.
Let me cop that.
He's like, oh, y'all like these? Cool, I'm gonna get this one.
That's the only reason I bought Nouveau back in the day.
Yeah,
but I mean, then rappers were talking about it. But
yeah,
whatever.
that too.
But yeah, so let's get this little ASMR popping. You ready?
Let's go. Ooh, that was good. I like that.
We should do a compilation of all of our.
That should be one of the videos. Like I feel like once we get like 20 or 30 videos in, it was just like. You like?
I like the nose of it. It's quite delightful, actually.
Get a little bit of this. Yeah, that's what I smelled when you peeled the seal.
Damn. So this shit is potent. So we're gonna pour it up a little bit. If you're drinking with us, and it's in the evening, then go ahead and pour up a little something. Or if you got your morning coffee, or if you drink in the morning like a psychopath, then do your thing.
A little scotch in the evening.
Ooh, I can hear that in the headphones. It sounds delightful. That's the word of the show today. Delightful. All right, well, cheersies. I'm going to get a taste of this before we make these little lazy old fashions.
It's sweet.
Yeah.
Did you say sweetness?
Mm-hmm.
Like the first sip of it, it was like, damn, that's sweet.
It does have that bite. But it's, sweet.
All right, I get it now. Now I know how motherfuckers in movies be acting like Scotch is like, you can just pour a glass like this
Just
and
put it in
shit.
the
Like,
glass
I
and
get
you
it
just-
now.
you just sip on it.
I know we're mixing it, but this is a sippable bevy.
See, and that's weird because like in the description and all on like the website, it was like, yeah, this is like the perfect mixing whiskey. So I mean, I guess it's good for both. But yeah, I completely drew a fucking blank.
Get it back.
Do you ever do that?
Bring it back. All the time. I saw this meme that was like me getting on Google, and then it was like then me 5 seconds later forgetting what I'm gonna search. That happens all the time. Like I'll be like, man, what is that thing? And I'll get on Google, I'll pull up the app, and I'm like hitting the search bar, getting ready to search, and I'm just like, what the fuck was I gonna look up again?
You know when that usually happens to me is when I'm watching something.
Exactly.
And I want to look it up.
Yeah.
And then like I get on my phone, but then something happens in the movie.
Yeah.
So I go back to it and I'm like, oh. And then I have my phone open. I'm like, what the fuck was I looking for?
What happened? All the time in like movies and shit. But what I was gonna bring up, as we're recording this today is 420.
Oh, it is.
Which means only one thing and one thing only. 10 days till my birthday, actually. That's what it should signify. But no. A long time ago, in a place not too far away, your boy was an avid card-carrying stoner. And this day actually used to mean a lot to me. I mean, I wouldn't take it off or nothing, but I'd blaze a sack or two. You know what I'm saying? The stickiest of the icky was being smoked all day long. I remember vividly some days. Sometimes I think I woke up and smoked before work and then smoked on lunch. And then after I got done with work, I smoked some more, smoked all through the night until I just passed out and shit.
Smoking all the time.
It's ridiculous.
Smoking.
But no, I just wanted to signify that because I know there's probably some of our viewers out there that do smoke. But you got any 420 memories? Did you ever celebrate it or or not even celebrate it, but just indulge in it?
I don't know.
Like
For me, like I figured, like if you're really a pothead and you just smoke, then like 420 is just another day, right?
Yeah.
But I like all the cool shit that like comes with 420. So like here in Texas, like we have the Marley Fest.
Yeah.
Which I mean we can't have that now because thanks COVID. But yeah, so it's just like stuff like that. Like it's cool to see different events and stuff like that. But I mean I used to smoke back in the day. But now it's just like, nah, it's not my thing. I'm more of a drinker. Dash. I think I did that right.
We are prepping drinks right now.
I'm making this lazy old fashioned, and it's probably gonna be horrible, but I mean, whatever. Yes, I don't know. 420 is not really like a big thing for me. But I know some people that get like super geeked about it and like, oh my god, yeah, 420.
Oh, shit. Like I never got geeked about it. It was just like, oh yeah, I gotta buy like larger quantity than what I normally get because I'm planning to smoke all night long. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I always did it. I was never someone who like posted or been like, oh, happy 420. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Any of that shit. That wasn't my style because like I was an incognito smoker, even though if you were around me back then, you knew that I smoked a lot. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, I don't know. Now every time, I think last year, I don't think anybody was thinking about it last year because what type of year it was.
Yeah, everybody was like, I ain't sharing a blunt with you.
2019 though,
My bad.
I remember I did it because to celebrate me getting like accepted for like 3 internships, and not to mention I told the story before. Every year I come out of retirement around my birthday. I tend to either do it right on my birthday for like a week or two, or I'll do it like the week prior and then end after my birthday or something like that. Yeah. And so like in 2019, like I had to end because I had piss tests coming up, but I enjoyed myself. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like it's like I said, I've never been the person who has to post something about like, yo, 420, yo, some shit like that. It's just like,
like it's whatever for me. I'm not really a smoker, but I mean, to everybody that's out there celebrating 420 or has celebrated 420, you know, happy 420.
Hey, do what you got to do.
So, man, what are we getting into this episode? I mean, we're back. We missed a week. What's been on your mind lately?
Well, first and foremost, we got to be doing our due diligence. So, congratulations to the family of George Floyd. For getting some monicum of justice today with the conviction of, with the guilty, being found guilty on Derek Chauvin on all 3 counts. That is amazing. Also, I want to bring it up. I got to quit. I hope every podcast from now on, we don't have to keep announcing someone's death, but R.I.P. to Black Rob.
Black Rob.
He passed away. I actually had a moment where I was like looking at old videos. Man. Yo, the G-Dep.
The special delivery shit?
Not special delivery is fire, but what's the other one? Ah, fuck.
Damn, it's been a minute, bro.
Where the kids of Harlem shaking and shit, and they're wearing the Spurs jerseys. It wasn't special delivery. Make this money. Take this money. Ain't no way you can take it from. Yo, oh my God. That video is fucking heat rocks, bro.
Damn.
The song is still fire. That's one of Diddy's best verse, honestly.
I remember, of course, like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I was on it because of that. But then, like, around, I think it was like 07, he had that joint. I think it was called Ready. Mm-hmm. It was like them kids on it. It's like, he's Black Rod. Yeah.
I remember he had that song and like right before that came out with Akon. And he was like, I got knocked for moving rocks all day. Circling blocks in a different drop all day. So it was this crazy ass, it was like a real chill song and shit, but I fucked with it. That was probably like the last I heard of him.
Damn.
You know?
But, you know, R.I.P. Black Rob. Man, it's crazy, like, how quick people are just... I mean, but you think about it, too. Like, it's a lot of older... I don't know. People just going through shit, man.
But it's like, my man's is like... He's only like 50, bro.
That's the wild thing.
That's crazy.
It's like, a lot of people aren't making it past 50.
And it's like, you think with money and shit, that all solves it. It's crazy. They get out of the unfortunate circumstances that they're born into. They make money, they better their lives and stuff, but there's still a statistic because they fall into the lines of maybe not taking care of their health or focusing on things like that. And so it's like, that's why, DJ, you really need to get a doctor's appointment. Like, I'm just fucking with you, but no.
I really do.
Real shit. Like,
I really do.
We as black men, we got to really do that. We can't be statistics out there, especially if you're at the peak of your powers and shit, and you're just taken out by some bullshit that you just never looked into because you just were like, I'm not dying yet. I'm not in the hospital.
Yeah, then it's just that mind state of being like, oh, like, I don't physically see anything wrong.
Exactly.
So I'm good. And, I mean, it's just the same with, like, my grandpa, man. Like, before he passed, he had prostate cancer for a minute, like since after my great grandma passed away,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't tell nobody. And the only reason we found out is because like he disappeared for a few days. I was like, what the heck's going on? And then my uncle in South Dakota, his brother, they went to his apartment and he couldn't get out of bed.
Damn.
And he just like lost a shit ton of weight. So we moved him down here to do treatments at MD Anderson. Health got back up and like he was doing his thing, but his thing was he was just like, all right, if it's my time to go, like it's my time to go type thing. Cause he don't want nobody else to like take care of him.
Yeah.
And so I think that's just like a lot of the issues with like dudes is like we're supposed to be
Tough.
yeah, like the tough, whatever. So, but I mean, shit, like get your checkups.
Always.
And I mean, you recently got one.
I go back on Thursday to get a follow up on it and everything. Oh shit! Also, not switching the subject too far, but also since you've been gone, I have gotten my first dose of the vaccine.
Nice.
It hurt the shit out of my arm. It felt like somebody punched the shit out of my arm.
Just
like real shit. I couldn't lay on my arm and shit, but the only like real side effects I got were like the arm hurting and going numb. And then the second day, like 24 hours probably after I got the shot precisely, I started to feel like I was really warm. I felt like I was getting a fever, but I knew I wasn't.
Yeah.
So it was like I was really warm and I kind of got chills and I got a headache, so they let me leave work early. But other than that, like I just went home, took like 2 Tylenol, took like a nap for like 2 or 3 hours, and I was good.
Kind of shut up.
And my girl got the shot that same day, and like similar things. Like her arm didn't hurt at first. Her arm didn't hurt till the next day, but hers was like just like that. Like she hit like a wall and was like, I'm tired. Like she was like super fatigued.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Like we were getting ready to go out and see you at Burleson.
Yeah.
And then like as she's getting ready, like she literally puts on her fucking makeup and like she sits down to finish dinner and she's like, I'm tired. I don't want to go out no more. And I was like, damn, really? Damn. So that was her. Like it was just super fatigued all Sunday and everything.
Yeah. I know a couple of people that got that Johnson & Johnson right before they put a pause on that shit.
So that's the crazy thing. So originally, my girl signed up for Johnson & Johnson. And then like the week she was supposed to get it, that's when all the shit started breaking about the blood clots and shit. So she just didn't go to her appointment.
Yeah.
And then she lucked up and got it this time because she was literally just walking through HEB.
Yeah, I seen that post.
Yeah. And like the lady in the pharmacy was like, hey, do you want a shot? And she was just like, yeah, I'll sign up for one. She's like, no, we got extra vaccines. You can get a shot right now. So she was like, all right, cool.
That shit I'd have been real sketchy about that.
That's wild. It was like,
hey, man, we got these shots.
What's the cost?
It's just a nigga in a fucking trench coat.
Yeah, got the vaccine,
hey, we got this COVID vaccine.
I got Moderna right here.
We ain't got that Johnson & Johnson, but
no, J&J. That shit is stepped on. You know what I'm saying? But I got that Pfizer, too.
Oh, yeah. I haven't got it yet. I've been saying I'm gonna get it, in due time. I'm not. We've talked about it. Yeah. I'm not pressed for getting it.
I wasn't trying to make the podcast about it. I'm just filling you in on what's going on. So I'm one shot deep.
But maybe I'll catch up.
Yep.
One of these days.
Whenever. Yeah.
But yeah, most important thing is like just be mindful of your health and just take care of yourself.
Protect yourself.
A lot of people don't do that. I mean, I haven't gotten a checkup and shit since I had to get. I mean, I've gotten like physicals and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you're good." Like everything else is good. My eyesight's good, but I haven't really gone to check.
It was
other shit.
For me. It was since high school because in football, when I played football, we had to get a physical before every season, and so that was like the last time. And then I think I went like right after, and that was it. And so, it was facing that fear and telling the doctor because he was just like, well, what's this? When was the last time you've been checked for this? And I was like, look, yo, I got to be real with you. I just stopped. I haven't been to the doctor since, I was 18.
I've heard other people talk about this, and it's, a common thing. Yeah. It's, a lot of people think that, everybody goes to, the doctor and shit all the time, but it's, it's common for, people to not go for years.
Yeah.
And they're scared to go because they're just, they don't. A lot of people just don't want to find out bad news.
Exactly.
So
And that's honestly, that's what makes us statistics eventually.
Yeah.
Because we avoid the bad news and think that it's nothing serious, and then all of a sudden it turns out to be something serious.
One thing I can like think about, or like not really an example, but just like is like the whole Chadwick Boseman thing. Is cause, and then like people are starting to check for like colon cancer like earlier now.
Yeah.
Like they're saying like it's better to like start checking early. So like that, prostate cancer, and like, just get your checkups.
Please.
I'll get one soon. I'll let y'all know how it goes. Hopefully I'm pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Besides all this sauciness, but yeah.
Doctor's like looking at your X-ray. It's like, sir, it looks like you got an abundance of saucy. What's going on there?
What is all this? You're just full of Jameson. How is this possible?
we took a sample of your blood, and I almost got drunk off of it.
Your blood type is Jameson. That's wild. See, that's what I get for being part. Never mind. I can't.
This guy. Yeah. But that ends the public service announcement, people. Please just get checked up.
Yeah.
Do it for your family. Do it for your loved ones.
Yeah, bro.
So
I did some research, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know how we were talking last week about the not last week, but the week before, the M word.
Yeah.
Is okay. Apparently, it's bad to say that word, so I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna try to take it out of my vocabulary.
Please do.
But just to me, dwarf or little person sounds equally as fucked up.
I know.
I'm just they're a person. That's it. Just
they're human beings.
They're just a person. That's it. They're not little people. They're not dwarfs. It's just, hey, that's another human.
Hey.
So
how you doing?
Sorry for anybody of your height, stature. I apologize if I offended.
There we go.
So
we cleared the air up.
Cleared the air. I don't want to be that dick that's like, oh, he fucking called us this, and then, yeah. So I will never, but I'll never say like dwarf or like little person to a person that's not as tall as me, unless it's Carl. Fuck Carl.
Carl, you a bitch. Yo, we see you. What's on site, Carl?
Oh man. So I know you had mentioned that you wanted to discuss some things.
Yeah. So let's get a little serious, guys. So now I was just shooting the shit with my girl the other day.
No, hold on.
What?
We really got to get serious on this.
Okay.
This is a very serious fucking topic.
Okay.
So
I was having this conversation with my significant other.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about, because she works with her good friend. Her good friend is basically her boss. I don't want to get too much information into it, but she was telling me about like how she had like a disagreement with something that happened at work, and I had to think, and I was like, just in the middle of the conversation, I just asked her, I was like, hey, can you separate what happens at work from the personal friendship? And she was just like, yeah, I can do it. Like, we'll have disagreements about work stuff. Mm-hmm. And then immediately I'm like hanging out with her that night, not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And we could put that aside. And I just started thinking about that. I was like, how many people can actually do that? How many people can actually separate the professionalism from the personal life, or the person that they really are? You know what I'm saying? Because I know even you, like you said, like you've worked with people who like professionally not that good, especially when it comes to like handling finances or something like that. Yeah. But like personally, they're a great person. You know what I'm saying? And like I was thinking about that like real thoroughly, just like, man, is there anybody in my life where I would like ever like maybe I couldn't separate the professional and personal, or anything that happened at work, I'd immediately just hold it and be like, nah, you're a fucking dick outside of work. You know?
I don't think I've ever had that issue. I feel like honestly it's more of like a female thing, and not all females, mm-hmm. but it just like, cause you know how like when they like get home after work or whatever, they talk about their coworkers and shit, but then like whenever they have functions, like they all like buddy with them. I don't know. I never really had issues with separating like professional shit with personal shit. And that too, it's like I don't really hang out with a lot of people that I work with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're cool, but
like I don't know.
Well, it depends on what job.
Yeah,
because the DJ shit and like service industry, that's a little bit different.
exactly.
So, I don't know.
I feel like in customer service, you use so much of your personalities used so much to be successful in it, or like service industry, that I guess like maybe the line's kind of blurred professionally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like I've never met a bartender who was like, I can't, like, that guy sucks at work, and then outside of work they're like, yeah, let's still hang out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or it's just like they're like unprofessional at work, like, because it seems like it carries tenfold on both sides in the service industry like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like you know, like how they're working and shit like that is, it's like if someone's not doing a good job at a service in a bar or some shit like that, then the rest of the staff is just like, yo, get them the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and it's kind of like they on a chopping block.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of cutthroat.
Yeah.
So whereas like working a regular, I'm not gonna say like service industry isn't regular because that's pretty regular. Right. But just working like a job where there's like a hiring process and applications and doing all that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know that side of the service industry just because I'm on the DJ shit. Like people reach out to me to come, you know, do whatever. Yeah, so I don't know how. Even
still, you're a DJ, so you hang out with other DJs, and maybe like you probably wouldn't work a set with another DJ, or you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Yeah. But you know that person personally, great person.
Yeah, and they're cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's some dudes that like they play a certain way, and it's not like my shit, so I probably wouldn't like rock out with them at a gig, but I would still like chop it up with them on, you know, some regular shit or like hang out. Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up, man. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I always think about that just every now and then because, like, I don't know. I've been in situations, especially in my past, in other jobs or something like that. But back then I was younger. I held grudges and shit like that. But I don't know. Maybe if I would have hung out with somebody outside of work, I probably would have seen like another side of them and be like, you know what, they're okay.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But a lot of times it was just like how you acted at work. I was just like, I don't fuck with this guy. I don't fuck with this person. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, it wasn't just like work things. It was like what they did at work affected my livelihood. It affected my income or something like that. And it's like, if that's the way it is, and that's like, it's super cutthroat. It's like stepping on someone's neck. And it's just like, all right, fuck you. I don't want to fuck with you out. Like, why would I want to hang out with you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because there's some people that are just, like, for example, this lady today, I wouldn't even, like, working with her, but she worked in a spot that I used to work at because I was a cashier at the shopette. Mm-hmm. And she was at the register, and she was trying to act like she was a lead, but you could tell she wasn't a lead. And she was like, hey, she was telling another cashier, she's like, whenever you leave your register, like, you need to turn, like, your light off because I'm like, it is not that fucking serious. Yeah. You just tell the person it's closed and they can go to another line. Like, it's not, like, you're not the fucking register light police. Like,
people who micromanage
that shit is the
worst type of managers.
That shit is the worst. But my thing is, like, if you're not even a manager and you're trying to, like, micromanage other people, or you're so worried about what other people are doing at their job, it's like, yo, stop worrying about them. Like, y'all get paid the same.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit there. This is how I operate. So at my job, it's like if we have something that we need to do and I'm pulling my weight and I do my part, if you ask me for help, I'll help you out. Yeah. But I'm not going to do your shit because we get paid the same. So you do your part, you do your job. Like, that's the point of, like, teamwork and, like, being a team is like you all pull your own weight. And if you need help, ask for help. But don't expect me to step in and just be like, oh, well, he'll handle that.
Yeah.
And I primarily work with women. So for me, it's just like, oh, you're the man. So you got to move heavy stuff and you got to, you know, build things and do stuff like that, which, you know, I get. But at the same time, too, it's like if I'm doing that, like, I would want you to be there to, like, kind of see me do this. So that way, if I'm not here and you need something to get done, like, you can try and do it yourself. But don't just expect me to be the one to, like, you know.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. One of the warehouse I worked in Austin, they used to do that. Like I'd get called on the intercom from the back of the house to the front to like help somebody who's just as strong or as tall, as able-bodied as me take their fucking shit to their car. And it would piss me off all the time because there was like 5 other people who worked up front who could easily do that, but they always called me. Or if there was something that needed to go on the top shelf, oh, call Mike. He can throw it up there.
Yeah.
And I just started thinking they were taking advantage of me after a while. I was like, look, like, I'm in the middle of doing something else. Don't fucking make me stop what I'm doing to do something you could fucking do if you just try.
That's my main thing.
Like, yeah.
It's like if you think you can do it yourself, then do it yourself.
Yeah.
But I hate when people ask me, oh, well, how? Like, I'm like, just, yo, like, do you got hired to do the same shit that I did?
Exactly.
Like, you know the same materials and shit that I do. Like, figure it out. But just some people, man, like, so those are probably people, like, if I seen them out in public, like, off the job, I just, like, I would say, hey, I'd be cordial, but I don't think I'd, like, kick it with y'all because I know how y'all work. And I don't know. It's a, what's that called? It's a tough decision because I mean probably outside of work, like they're probably really fucking cool.
I bet.
But it's just at work, it's just like because some people don't have the same work ethic.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you put at. Because there's people that I'm affiliated with that they don't, they're not bad people, but they just like they're fucking lazy.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, like I couldn't imagine like working with you on something important because you would just get on my fucking nerves.
Exactly.
So.
I don't know. I guess the moral of the story is, hey, go out for a drink with your coworkers and just get to know them eventually, I guess.
Yeah, see how they are. And I mean, if you never want to kick it with them outside of that, then cool. Like, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
But
like that's how it is. Because I know in my personal life, personal professional life, I've hung out with people that I worked with, and at work I was just like, no fucking way me and this person get along. And then we have drinks together, and it's like, damn, you're actually a pretty cool person.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't mind kicking it with you again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit can happen. So you never know. But, yeah, I want to get into that. Also, did a little shopping this weekend. Went to a grocery store. Went to all these places. So I got this thing. I got this pet peeve, you can call it, my guy.
Are we talking about pet peeves?
I guess you could say it's a pet peeve, or it's just, I don't know, common fucking courtesy. I can't stand people who pick something up in a store and then along the line of their shopping, they realize they don't want it. So they just put it back wherever the fuck they want. Like that shit annoys me. And I'm bringing this to the table because I am dating someone who does that. And I'm working on her. I'm working on her real hard to get her to stop doing that. But say like it happened like a few times in like a HEB. She was just like, I don't need this no more. Now it wasn't like she took something from the cold section and set it in like the chip aisle or nothing that egregious. Okay. That's cause for me to like, yeah, well, this isn't gonna fucking work.
Yo, you better take that back.
But
now.
like, yeah, it was like something from literally the aisle next to it, and she was like, I don't want this. It's like, you know what? I don't need this. And she just sets it on the shelf. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, put it back. He's like, no, I'm not going to go all the way back there. I was like, oh, my God. So I like grabbed it, walked, put it back, then came back.
Yeah.
And like I started doing that until it was to the point where this weekend where we had a issue like that. Well, I won't even call it an issue, but I had got cheese from the front that was like cubed. And then we were in the back in another section that had more cheese. And she was like, well, I don't want my cheese no more that's cubed. She's like, should I go put it back? I mean, I know we're on a time crunch. You don't want to walk it over there. And I like looked around. I was like, look, here, cheese. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
We can set that down. I can live with that. But if we got all the way to the ice cream section and you're like, I don't need this.
Just put it in the ice cream
then we're going to have a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But yeah, I just want to know, like, how do you feel about that? I think maybe it's my OCD. Maybe it's the way I was brought up. I can't stand that shit.
I really can't either. And especially like working because I used to work at the mall.
Mm.
So when you work in retail, it's just like people come in and they do whatever the fuck and they just throw shit wherever they want to and you're there to clean it up. And then their excuse is, well, that's their job. our job isn't to be a fucking nanny
Yeah.
to somebody who can't. And I mean, even if you can't fold the shirt, just like kind of fold it and then put it back in the same pile.
I always try my best to fold.
At least you tried. At least you showed some initiative and gave it some effort to try and fold this t-shirt and put it back.
Yeah.
But most of the time, y'all just like y'all will pile. It's just fucking ridiculous. I'm just like, yo, like y'all don't fold clothes at home. Like y'all just. I wonder what the fuck y'all house look like.
Yeah.
Like shit is crazy. But then just that too, like the same thing with like shit like at the grocery store. Like whenever I go grocery shopping, which I fucking hate doing.
Yeah, everyone does.
Because every time I go grocery shopping, 10 times out of 10 I'm already hungry. So I just randomly buy a bunch of shit that I don't need. And then I'll see somebody walking down the aisle and they'll have like something and they'll just fucking like throw it on the shelf and I'm just like, man, you couldn't just like take it back. Or I mean, even take it up to the front and tell them that you don't want it anymore, and they'll put it on a little cart
where it goes at the end of the day.
And they'll slide it back to the back.
My thing is like always, if I have something in my cart I don't need, I make it in my mind. I make it a note in my mind that, okay, I'm gonna have to go back that way, so maybe there's something else I can pick up on the way over there, so the trip is worth it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's like as I'm moving over there, I'll be like, oh, I needed this anyways, and now I'll put this back. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I was always taught to put shit back where it goes.
Yeah, like put it back where it goes. I just like, and I'll go shopping. Like my ex, she used to do that. Like like we go somewhere and like she would see something. She's like, oh, I like that, and then like, oh, well, I don't need it, and then put it back, like just wherever the fuck she wanted to, or just like when you go shopping at a clothing store and you have like a shirt and it's like, all right, like, nah, I think I changed my mind, and like put it on a whole nother rack with a bunch of different I mean, I think that's the thing that bugs me is because I worked retail.
Exactly.
So I'm like sitting there like grabbing the shit after she puts it up and like putting it back where it goes.
Yeah,
and
well,
then
it goes tenfold. Like it works that way too, because even in retail, it happens too with my significant other also. And like I've seen her do it there where like we'll be at the checkout line and she'll be like, I don't want this no more. And she'll just try and reach and put it on the closest rack there. And I'm like, what the oh my God. Like, just, like it's right there.
Few steps.
It's literally right there. Like, what is your problem? And I'll like go walk it and put it back and just be like, oh God. Like,
you know though, I can't really like pin that on just I think it's just a female thing. Honestly.
I don't know.
I hate to say that.
I don't know, because my mom and sisters don't do that. Yeah.
My thing is like working in retail as long as I did, like you would see that mostly on the women's side. That's why I always hated at the end of the night, like recovering the women's side, is because we'd have to go through and like refold everything. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Like y'all couldn't put this shit, like they'll literally like have a shirt on a rack next to a table that has like pants and shit on it. Mm-hmm. And they'll just lay it right on top of the pants. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, the rack is within arm's length away from you. And you could even put it on the fucking front of the rack. I don't care. You ain't got to put it back in the middle, but you didn't even try.
Like I'm the type of person if the like the hanger that got like the clamps on it and it holds shits up. I'm like the type of person where if I knock that down and it falls, like I'll fucking grab it,
pick it up,
try and dust it off as much as I can and try and clamp it back up. And try and fit it in there so that it at least looks fucking organized. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the person who just like says like, oh, fuck it, leaves it there, or they're like pick it up and sling it over the fucking rack and it's like, well, it's there. Yeah. Like I can't, I don't know. Maybe that's my OCD. I don't know. My family just taught me to always put shit back where it goes when you're in a store because you haven't purchased it yet.
I wonder how many people do that. Like they just, I mean, I know just from working where I worked, like that people just throw shit everywhere, but I wonder how many people, like how many viewers that we have that are just like,
we're probably losing some viewers.
They're probably like, man, what y'all don't do, man? Fuck y'all.
Do that. Oh, I'm done with the saucy boys.
Y'all aren't lazy. Oh, this is ridiculous.
It's just, I don't know. To me, it seems disrespectful. And the funny thing is, I don't have anyone in my family who's ever worked retail, but I never even thought about it as a part of like the job part of retail, making their job harder. I just thought of it as, no, you don't put shit where it doesn't belong.
I don't think people understand, like when people that are working in the mall, like when they close, they still have to stay there an hour or so after they get done cleaning up the shit that y'all messed up. So if y'all just like if y'all don't even put it back how it's supposed to go back, if y'all at least like show some effort and try, then that helps us get out easy, like earlier. We don't have to sit there and like recover all the shelves, and because it has to be pretty much done before the opening person comes in, because the opening person is not going to have time to go through and recover all the shelves and then do like the start of day shit. You know what I'm saying? So like we got to go through and sweep floors and like dust shit, and it's just like a whole process. And then people just come in and they're like, oh, well, you know, I don't fucking work here, so you work here. That's your job. Like that's what you're supposed to do.
I remember vividly going to a store, and I was shopping for some joggers, similar to the ones I'm wearing right now. And I remember watching the lady like fold up the joggers and have them in the nice little pile and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then like this one woman comes by with like her 2 kids, and she was like, "You like these? You want these? Here, put these on. Here, you want these right here? Here, take these. You don't want them no more? Okay, whatever." And just threw them back on the stack. And I just remember watching the lady who just got done. Just got done. She like looks at me and she's like, "Oh fucking god," like that. And as they just walked off.
That shit happens so much. Like we'll have polos folded on the front, and that was like the thing that we would sell the most.
Yeah.
So they would go, and of course, San Antonio, I mean, you got a few bigger people here.
Yeah.
So all the extra larges and large sizes are on the bottom. So they would pick the whole stack up, and they would just like throw it.
See, I'm a bigger gentleman, and I go for the X's and the 2X's.
Mm-hmm.
But I have my technique. I just put my hands, lift. Is that a 2? Cool. Slide my shit out, drop the stack. No mess.
So the easiest way to do that is you just put your whole hand under the joint, lift it up, grab the size you need, pop it back down.
I do it like it's like I'm going through like a Rolodex. Like I'm just like.
But see, even if you do that, like when you're pulling it through the back because you're looking at tags, it pushes them forward.
No. I like, so if like they're all stacked up and shit, I like take my hand. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, there's my. That's how I get mine. Trust me, the stacks stay intact.
Okay, next time we go to a store, I'm going to watch you.
The stacks stay intact, baby.
I'm going to watch that next time we go to a store. And
I have never intentionally demolished a stack.
Yeah,
never.
I mean, I guess it's not like, you know, that bad if you do it that way. But I just from like working and doing that shit constantly, like you get used to it. You have like a system that you do. So especially with like jeans and shit, because so many people just like, and then fucking like stretch it out and then nope, that's not my size.
Don't need it.
Nope, that's not my size. And then your whole fucking front table is demolished.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yo, so I'm gonna be here another fucking 40 minutes after I get off.
Hold on a sec. I gotta step out for a second.
Oh, so we're gonna take a brief intermission. So while he is stepping out, I'm going to make me another lazy old fashioned. See, this is what happens when your co-host wants to go and get sushi. So I'm just going to be here by myself. You know how hard it is to do a show by yourself? If you want to fast forward this portion, you can. Hey, you didn't have to walk around. You could have just walked off camera. But it's all good. So as I sit here and entertain y'all for a second, if y'all want to too, y'all can grab a drink and take a sip with me as I'm all lonely over here by myself. Sad. And he's coming back. But he's going around. You going to the back? Oh, okay. So cheers to all our viewers out there. Real quick. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. You know, like us on Spotify. Check out the SoundCloud. Yo, this bitters is tricky. Okay. It would be really nice if Mike was here right now, because this talking to yourself shit is not fun. Dum, 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 dum. Oh shit, that's too much. You might have to fast forward this. Hey. If he brings that food back in here, he's got to share it. I'm mixing my drink right now. I had to do it with these small straws because we didn't have the little stir, so. Yo, shout out to anybody that does a podcast by themselves. And he's back. Thank you, Jesus. That was the fucking worst. Now, you might as well bring that shit over here. We about to pop it open right now. Get our sushi on real quick.
Don't be fucking putting my business out there, bro.
I'm just like trying to like think of like anything I could say.
I can't wait to see this filler time that I left him with. This is gonna be hilarious.
This is just like awkward moments. Very
awkward chaku.
Yeah. We're gonna have to make a whole nother segment just called Awkward Chaku.
Did you at least transition the topic or what?
No, not at all.
The fuck,
I was just
man?
sitting here talking about making a drink and just, struggling, trying not to have dead silence. But I failed. But
this guy.
If
We can
at
cut
first
it out.
you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again.
Good quote by Aaliyah.
Yeah.
But
So no, we're not cutting that. That's staying in. So if y'all want to get past that shit, fast forward to about around like 50 something. About 50 something minutes.
50 something. We have 50 something already. All right, well, we have 50 something, then I guess we can get into that music corner then.
Oh, we're getting into Music Corner.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, this week for Music Corner, what I wanted to get into was when I went to the gym on Saturday. Oh, did you catch it?
Yeah.
See, that's for the video people. If y'all watching the video,
Watch on YouTube.
y'all get to see him fumble and good laugh at him because he fucking left me here to go get sushi.
I didn't get sushi and get some kisses, man. Fuck you.
Okay, so, now I was at the gym and I forgot I had the Finally Famous Volume 3
Ooh.
on my phone, and that shit dropped at such a good time in my life. So I just like every song while I was in the gym working out, I was just reminiscing. And then the one that got me hyped was that Fuck My Opponent. We're talking about Big Sean, by the way. Big Sean, Finally Famous.
Boy.
Volume 3. So the reason why I wanted to touch on this too is because my very first time performing on stage was when they brought Big Sean down here to do Club Duo.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back in like 2010.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna tell these people that you got? You know Big Sean?
It was Mickey Fax and Big Sean, and Mickey Fax during his set, he was like, "Oh, are there any rappers here in San Antonio?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "Yeah." Like, so I like all my friends that I was with at the time was like Baker and all them, Baker, Sohail, Sadiq. They was fucking hyping me. Yo, we got that right here, right here, right here, right here. So they was like, "All right, like come on stage." I was like, "Fuck." So they pulled me on stage, and he's like, Mickey Fax is like, "All right, kick that beat." So this niggas threw a beat on. Bro, my heart was pounding so fast because I never performed before. I've done songs and shit, but like I never performed at that point. Like I've never been on stage, and there was so many fucking people there was at least like 1,000 people, like no bullshit, because it was an 18 and it was a lot of fucking people. To me, it felt like 1,000. It might have been like 200, but whatever. It was.
I just know Dual Bar was small as shit.
No, because it was outside.
Oh.
They set up a stage outside.
Okay.
And then they had like the parking lot, so it was like in the parking lot. So 1,000 people. My first show, 1,000 people, baby.
This nigga, man.
By default.
I swear.
Yo, so like they put me on stage, and I'm just like, damn. Of course, nobody else did a freestyle. So I didn't do a freestyle. I mean, I did a freestyle.
Written shit.
But it was, I took a note from Kanye's book, and I did the verse from Bad Motherfuckers. And I was the first one to hit it, right? And the two others after me, they just kind of like died out in silence. But everybody, surprisingly, everybody was fucking like cheering me on.
Yeah.
And it just got me like, man, if you ever look on like YouTube or some shit, you could probably find a video. And people was just like wilding out. It was dope. It was dope. But that was my first time on stage, and that's why because at the end of the show we got to meet Big Sean, and so I gave him my mixtape, and then he gave me his.
Sorry for the wait.
Yeah, and then he gave me his Finally Famous, the mixtape and shit, and we was just like we took a picture together. So it's me, him, and Baker. But man, it's crazy
because like back then that was like the the boards, the message board rap era.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know, you hear about all these rappers on the message boards and shit like that, and like they seem like, I don't know, maybe it's a generational thing because they're our age and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They seem so much more personable at that time than like a lot of the new rappers coming out now. Like we've got the stories of like Schoolboy Q and Kendrick before they blew up, and Big Sean and all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy how like, yeah, these niggas just came to San Antonio one night, and it's just like you seen them, and then that was also the year that he blows up at South by, because that typically was how it worked.
Yeah,
like they'd show up here, and then they'd end up at South by, and then the career just takes off from them and shit like that. And it's always great to see that. I was reminiscing, thinking about that while you were telling that. I actually didn't go to that show because I was at home caking at the time.
Oh, you was cake.
Boot up with my ex, and she was mad at me and wouldn't let me go to the show. So I remember being pissed when all those pictures surfaced of you and Big Sean. I was like, that's bullshit. Like, what the fuck? But yeah.
It was wild, man. Like, that was my first time just being on stage. So, of course, I'm, like, nervous. I'm, like, fumbling over my words and shit. And it's funny because, like, everybody thinks it's like, oh, like, all you got to do is just get on stage. Like, that's a lot of fucking pressure.
Yeah.
And so, like, after a while, like, we had the run with the shows.
Yeah.
And we were doing shit. And we were killing shit, man. We would have good shows. And, like, you get used to being on stage. So, like, you know how to work a crowd and shit. And then, like, I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started DJing, like, I had people that asked me, why don't you MC? And I'm just like,
It's crazy. It is, because it works in different ways. So like when we stopped doing music and I went back to school, I had to start doing like public speaking again. But when it came to like public speaking, I always felt like I was in my zone.
Yeah.
Like I felt like no one could fuck with me. Like anything, I never had to rehearse. I never had to look over my notes or nothing. I could glimpse at it real quick, get my little bullet points and be like, all right, I can give a speech. How long you want me to talk?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like music and shit and the microphone and music and all that, like same thing. Like if I were to get on stage again, I'd be nervous as shit for some reason. And I don't know why.
It's like even me calling like last call when I get on mic, I'm like, do I have to? Which I mean, like, I got to get used to getting back on the mic and, you know, interacting with people because that's what makes it more of a show. But it's just crazy because, like, you know, a lot of DJs that are up there, like, I mean, some do their own MCing, but then, like, others, like, they have somebody else, like, specifically for that. Like, you doing the shit, I'm playing the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to do both is it's tricky. It's a little tricky.
I've offered to be your hype man, but you know,
hey, man,
I can't be there all the time. So that's the one.
Yeah,
thing.
see,
That's the thing.
I need consistency, my guy.
I know. My bad. Sorry.
But yeah, so I don't know. Like, and I was thinking about it too because we've been working on music. So, like, if we did decide to do another show run, like, how would you feel about getting back on stage?
We'd have to do some practice shows. Yeah. Again.
Definitely.
Like, I'd have to get it together again. Like, it'll probably start like how the last one, how we first started. Like, I'll probably be looking at rapping, looking at the ground and shit like that. Yeah. At first, but I mean, after a while, like, you know, you good. Like, I felt like we were in our zone, like mid 2011, going into 2012, doing the shows and shit like that.
Because we were doing consistent shows.
Because that was like when we would just, you'd hit me and be like, yo, there's a show tonight over here. And I'd be like, all right, cool. Slide through.
Pop up.
My 2 songs came on. I'd do my verses and shit, be good. And it's just like the shit would be so fluent. I still say to this day, like, the best thing we did was the Rev Room show. I don't know, just to me, because we had to sell tickets for it, one.
Yeah. We
drove all that income to there, and then like the show itself was dope as fuck too. You know,
I'll say one that is, if not a close win, it's like second best, but was fucking dope, was the show that we did at Blind Pig in Austin.
So here's the thing. I don't have a good memory of that. Mine sucked because I didn't get to perform, one. Yeah. It pissed me off. Now, vice versa for you, it was dope as shit because y'all were up there. It was cool being up there and seeing all those people, but to me, that wasn't a good memory because
that was probably like a good like 400 or 500 people. Yeah. That was
easily.
That was a big one. And the only thing that sucked, there was this band on before us
who aren't bad. They were pretty good,
but I don't know if it was their decision or if it was the owner. Somebody said it was. I think
they pointed fingers at each other. Because I heard that the establishment pulled us, and then I heard that the band pulled us to get back on stage.
So, whatever. I mean, it was cool, but like we got like midway through the set, and they were like, "Oh, we got to switch because we can't hear you in the back," or like. But everybody was fucking hyped.
Yeah, that everyone was the thing. Up front was
everybody
vibing.
Was like jamming lit. The fuck out. They had a blow up doll. They was fucking passing that bitch around. You remember that shit? I just got
like a flash in my mind when this happened, bro. But man,
yo, low key felt like that was like it felt like a good start to like some good shit. But then after that, we just kind of like fell off the shows, man. Because whatever.
That's the thing. When we hit that point right there, and man, we don't mean to turn this music corner into all about us, but I'm just saying, like, when we hit that point right there, we should have been looking to progress more shows in the area that we were at and not take the steps back down. But it's like we hit that, and that was kind of like our ceiling, and then we just started trickling back down eventually to the point where we were just like, all right, we're doing one more song. We're recording it in your closet. It's Say That. And it's a fire-ass song, but it still hurts me to this day that I've never been able to perform that live.
So
you know what I'm saying?
The shitty thing about like our position back then is like we had good shit. And I mean, we could still do this shit now, honestly.
I just got to get my mind right again. Like back then, I had a different mindset when it came to the music. Like I'm younger, so I don't have too much worries and shit like that. But I was angry back then. And when I'm angry, I write better. I know that. I know that. I just know it. And
you got a lot of shit to get out.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not. I won't say I'm comfortable now, but like I worked hard to get where I'm at, and I've spent literally the last part of this whole decade trying to not be angry no more because I know it's a bad path to go down.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
I feel the same too, because at that time I was dealing with all kinds of shit. So it was easier for me to write. I think it's easier for me right now to write more like scripts and stuff like that versus writing like music, because I don't really feel like I have anything that I could connect to as far as like music thing. I like producing and stuff still, but it don't feel the same. And I think a lot of that got stripped away with just like the lack of a push on just the end of like people that we're around. It's just like nobody really had the same mindset. We had the same mindset about like what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it, but it was just like somebody else always telling you like, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that.
That too.
And then not even like willing to try. Like you can tell me like I can't do this shit and I can't do that shit all day, and I'm just like, okay, we can try.
Yeah.
But when you don't want to put no effort into it, it's like, yo.
And to me, I think it actually got to me eventually, and that's why I was just like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Like I was just content, and I was like, I'm done with this. I'm going back to school. I don't need this no more, because I just got tired of like, this person's gonna help us, this person's gonna help us, and then they'd always end up being the same motherfucker.
Yeah.
Always falling through and shit. But
and
like,
it's just like even trying to do studio time and shit like that back then. It's like we weren't balling ass niggas, but it was like we're both on the same thing, so it's like let's work together to try to make this shit pop off. So like I'm paying whatever for studio time, and I'm expecting you to give me a product, and you're just kind of like shitting on me, and you get into a zone where you're like picking up other artists and shit and putting my shit on the back burner. But I'm like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just shit like that. So that's what drove me to the point where it's like, all right, like I know how to produce. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. Like so now I have my own studio set up and everything's wonderful. But I don't have that same creative fucking drive I can write movies all day.
Yeah.
I can write TV shows. I can write whatever. I can do that shit all day. But when it comes to like music, like I kind of feel like it's still there and I can still feel it. But
I just don't get excited like I used to about it, unfortunately.
I still get excited. Like when we did Kim.
That was cool when I got my verse.
Yeah.
Like when the verse finally came to me, like that's where like I'll have the glimpses of the angry motherfucker in his early 20s who can get me where I need to go. But it's like I love the creative process but also, is that a product of the music, or was that just a product of quarantine, where we were bored as fuck and had nothing to do, so we reverted back to our old selves, kind of, to come up with that shit?
I think it was a combination.
You know what I'm saying?
And the reason why I say that is just because it's like we had this in us, but at the time, it's just like we didn't have the time before because we were both, you know, picking up things and like we both had new jobs and whatever. So it's hard for us to go and record. And then on top of that too, it's like we didn't have the space before.
Yeah.
But now we have the space. So, and
that was always the main thing,
which is like
no location.
Yeah, and it like now that we have the space, like we get to do this, we get to do, you know, whatever. We can hold meetings and do all the things that we wanted to do initially. So I would say it was a combination because for like the pandemic, like that was just kind of like a reset.
Yeah.
And it kind of put a lot of shit in perspective too. It's just like, oh damn. Like, so you try to find different ways to like make it.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, sink or swim. So, but yeah, you know, back that little nostalgic trip down memory. Yeah. So like for me, at the point I'm at right now, as far as music, I'll still make it and I'll still produce and I'll still put things out, but I'm not looking to put things out to be like an artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm an artist, but I'm not putting my shit out to be like, oh, like I'm the next, you know, such and such. Like I'm just putting music out there because I want people to listen to it. And if you like it and you share it, then cool. And I've had people, you know, sharing the song recently and sharing like old stuff from like my SoundCloud page, which is dope. I'm like, yo, like if you fuck, like, yeah, I appreciate it. I really do. But it just, for me, like I'm not trying to do anything crazy. Maybe in like a few years, you know, I'll put like I've always said this. I've always said I'm gonna put out at least one album, like an actual album, and then just, you know, put out a bunch of beat tapes because I have beats for fucking you've heard.
Yeah.
I got like computers full of just.
I know somewhere I got like a couple like beat discs from you.
Yeah,
at least like 5 or 6 of them.
I found my CD Bible the other day in storage. So, and it was just like a bunch of like just instrumental tapes that I have. So maybe I'll put those up, and you know, whatever. But go ahead, back to Big Sean.
I mean,
so
it's not Big Sean no more. It's just this music corner is just gonna be reminiscent basically.
But I mean, that's what triggered it.
Yeah,
was the Big Sean shit, because at that time it's just like I was doing music, you know, and just going out to South by Southwest and seeing, you know, the progression of him as like an artist.
Yeah.
From like, you know, Finally Famous to, you know, all of his other projects after that.
Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay.
Yeah, like, and then just seeing where he's at now.
Yeah.
Is like it's dope. What's your favorite Big Sean album? Or I can't really say album.
It won't be an album. I can't say an album because I'm not. I don't want to be an asshole. I can't say I've ever heard a full Big Sean album. I've always heard like a fuckload of songs off of him.
Yeah.
And shit, because for the longest time I had XM radio and they just play basically almost the whole album, but I can't pick or pull the albums. I'll tell you this: one of my favorite verses of his is "Fly Union."
Damn.
Girls these days ain't nothing but trouble. He's like, and I'm gonna make her act accordingly. She gonna say my name like she supporting me. Bunch of bitches stepping in, looking like sorority, half white, half black, looking like minority. Go Sean, go. Go Sean, go. But if she ain't got no rubbers, then it's no Sean, no.
Yeah.
Yo, that's like that's one of the hardest verses I ever heard from him. I'm like, damn, this nigga going in on this shit.
I got a lot of favorites from Big Sean. I think my shit was when the Finally Famous Volume 3 was Fuck My Opponent, My Closet, and then Too Fake.
Yeah.
They say I'm too fake. Fuck it, I'm paid. I can't even find an empty spot inside my safe. I got Cardi's on my eyes, Louis on my case, lots of shrimp and calamari right here chilling on my plate. But yeah, I don't know, that's my shit. Man, I don't know, he's just got a lot of good. I feel like he's kind of underrated.
He is. I mean, after the whole shit with the whole Kendrick shit from the verse,
control shit.
Like, yeah, it kind of like put a little on the career. But I mean, I feel like he's. I mean, they're beyond it now. They've smoothed it out.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck was going on then. But it's just like no one. You can't like just shit on on Big Sean and be like, oh man, his verses aren't that dope or he's mediocre or whatnot. And it's just like, I mean, he's not the greatest thing ever, but it's like he's built a solid career, man.
Yeah,
it's solid.
So
that's how I stand with it.
Shout out to Big Sean for taking me down memory lane,
boy.
And then seeing, so we did this thing on this past Sunday, this weekend. A couple of DJs here, DJ Ammunition and DJ Lights Out, they did a queue. So it's like a regular thing that they do, an annual thing that they do for DJs here in San Antonio. And it's like they all get together and they, give DJs like sets and whatever. So we got to go check that out. And this year they had a headliner and it was crazy. So just going to see that, man, like it kind of inspired me to like just get back into like production and just practicing my DJ shit and getting better at that and just working fucking harder. I mean, I work hard, but you gotta work hard every day. Working harder than who works the hardest.
A Michael Jordan mentality.
What was that? Big Sean. Yeah.
Big Sean. D-Town, West Side. Yeah, I said it. West Side.
Yo, Fat Raps.
Oh. Hey, you know what? Oh, man, I don't mean to jump off Big Sean. You know what came across my Twitter feed the other day? That Cool Kids Pennies. Kick it to the city where we in around town next door and they were selling the shit that is too loud.
Damn. I was big on Cool Kids too. Them niggas is dope.
Well, we'll save that for another episode, but it's we're gonna wrap this one up. It's been real. We appreciate you guys. Welcome. Thank you for welcoming Chaku back. We had to take that week off, but we back. We giving you bangers again. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it's gonna be.
I'm a little out there. I took a week. I actually got sleep for once, so I don't know what the fuck to do with myself. I'm like, I'm just all over the place.
What do I do with all this energy?
What do I do with all this? Is store it up. But yeah. So we're gonna wrap this episode up. Thank you to everybody that watches on YouTube, everybody that listens on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Share it with a friend. Tell your friend to share it with a friend. And you can find us on Instagram at the Saucy Boys Pod. You can find Mike at
MD Martin 228 on Instagram, IG.
And you can find me at NUNCHAKU Johnson. So we'll catch y'all next week.
Shout out Joe Cova for the cups.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Joe. Peace.